Today we're going to discuss how to prepare your brisket to be smoked. First things first, I put a glove on my left hand and no glove on my right hand. The left hand's going to touch the meat and the right hand's going to hold the knife. So I just start off by looking for any of the real hard pieces of fat. When you touch them, you'll know that they're the hard pieces of fat and they're not going to render down at all during the cook. So all they're really doing is preventing you from getting a good bark on the meat, because that hard fat is all going to come right off when you carve it anyway. Now normally I would be trimming this on a cutting board, but because we're also going to be applying rub, I decided to just trim it in the pan for you. Now this isn't a full packer brisket, which also has a large piece of Deckle fat. This doesn't have that. This has already been removed, and that's why on the left side of your screen you see the pink from the meat already. Normally there's a large hunk of Deckle fat over there that has to be carved out. So we're just going to keep removing the hard fat. You know, personally I try to remove as much fat really as possible, leaving an eighth to a quarter of an inch is kind of the rule of thumb, but I've gone even lower than that before and it hasn't affected my cook. It hasn't dried out the brisket at all. On the underside of the brisket, you're going to find this kind of slimy silver skin. It's not that big of a deal because it will cook off, and it'll cook off fairly quickly, so it's not going to affect you too much. So here we're going with just standard salt and pepper rub generously across the whole brisket. I just kind of like to rub it in, pat it down a little bit, make sure it's everywhere. Some people only use a small amount. I've never found that the salt or pepper overpowered the brisket with this amount that I use. I've gone a little heavier, gone a little lighter, and I've never really noticed a huge difference, but to each their own. Do it to your flavor liking. The thing to remember is that salt is going to help break down and tenderize the brisket, so you do kind of want plenty of salt on there. And then there's some rub combinations in our other video which you might find is more to your tasting. Once that's done, that's it. You're ready to go.